Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video. Now welcome to something a little bit different for the second video of the day, but we have done these videos in the past. So what this is building a champion pool as a video. I'm doing this live on stream because whenever I've made these videos, I swear it happens every time that the comment section goes, Huz, you forgot that one champion in top lane that like you should have put in your champion pool, and then I'll add it. But with it being live, I'm hoping that the audience will be like, Huz, you forgot that champion for top. So the reason why we're doing this video now is to let you know we're over halfway of the season. Is the past, I've been pretty open by it. Obviously last season we didn't really try hard at all. You know, there's many reasons to that. A lot of them do begin with the pandemic. That mentally I just wasn't in it, to be honest. And then this season I'm more mentally in it, but I've not enjoyed League as much, and I think that's also pretty obvious. The meta I don't completely see eye to eye with, like a lot of people, but my mental game is actually improved a lot for me personally. Even though some people are like, Huz, you're complaining about the meta. Yeah, I'll complain about the meta, but I actually am liking League of Legends more, if that makes sense. So I also, like, with some background things going on, I'm finally, I think, in the place that I can officially say I'm going to try hard again, because we've got to like Diamond 2 this season once, I think, or twice, which is okay, but that was not even really try harding to get there. That was just kind of plodding my way to Diamond 2. So the idea is, I don't know when this video is going to come out. I'm recording this on Saturday. Today is Saturday. I'm doing Unranked to Diamond after I record this video. Tomorrow is Sunday. I'm doing Unranked to Diamond. Monday, I'm getting my second jab. And when I recover from whatever side effects, if I get any, from the second jab, I'm then going to start the new series. It's going to be like a rebranded Climb to Master called Time to Try Hard. I'm not entirely sure which account I'm going to use. Am I going to just use the Huzzy account, or am I going to use the King Pleb account? I'm undecided at the moment. We're still a few days away from me recording it, or beginning the recording. So I can think about that a bit more. I am actually weirdly leaning towards the Huzzy account, which I don't know why, but yeah. But the idea is to try hard. So condensing the champion pool, maining one or two roles, like legitimately maining them, and yeah, I'll still play other roles, but this is where I'm also here to announce as well, the Unranked to Diamond series is going to continue past Diamond. The reason being is I've always liked the balance of, I have a try-hard series and I have a more relaxed series that I can play all the roles, all the champions on. That's just like the balance that I like. Like, if I am try-harding on the main account and I play 3 Anivia games in a row, some people are going to be like, oh, Jesus Christ. But in between those Anivia episodes, if I can dash in other roles and champions, I think that's what helps quite a bit. So the idea of this video is to go through each role and kind of, this is a talking head video that is kind of a discussion. I'm going to be looking at other websites, you know, how the champion is doing and maybe my history of the champion, and I'll talk through all of it, and just to kind of build the initial champion pool. And it is worth saying, not everything has to be 100% meta, but I'm also not going to do anything crazy off meta. That's just not what I play. And when I say I'm not going to do anything, like, it doesn't have to be crazy meta. It's the type of thing that, like, some mages aren't really meta right now, but they're still mid laners. That's kind of the point. So yeah. Right, so also worth knowing, this is to announce I am going to be maining top. So top lane is notoriously the lane that I've always done the best with. It's the role that I mained when I got Master. It's the role that I did most successful when I was in competitive League of Legends. It's maybe the role that I've meshed the most with in the game. The negative, obviously, of top lane is you are on the island. If your bot lane is feeding in the early game, there's very little you can do. That's the negative. But I've always found that I can win top lane more than any other role. And if I do win top lane, I can make those big impactful plays. So let's begin the top lane champion pool. And I'm actually going to just put in a champion straight, or 2 champions straight away. And one of them is one that I've always said to you guys, oh, the higher rating you go, it's actually not that good. But to be honest, with just how Season 11 is, I think that is less relevant than ever before, because I think just the way of the game is all about snowballing with your items and winning the 1v1, and we've played it a bit recently, and Twitch chat is guessing it. Yeah, so the first champion we are putting into the champion pool officially is Alawi. I'm pretty damn good at Alawi. We've played 2 games of it recently. We have crushed our lane in both games. You know, when the champion came out, I played a lot of the champion, got top 100 in the world of that champion. So, and a big strength sometimes of, like, I would call Alawi, like, she's not meta, she's more off meta, but she is a top laner. One of the biggest strengths of a champ like Alawi is lack of understanding. Because nobody really plays the champ, why could I crush my lane twice? Oh, snap. Meg X Nia Unleashed with 10 gifty subbies. Thank you, God, so much. That's absolutely mad. That's very kind. But as I was saying, people just don't know how to beat Alawi. Like if you've just watched the Alawi game, which would have been uploaded, we played against, I think, a set, and he fought me in my ultimate all the time. And that was a diamond set. It's because people just, they don't realize that's what they're doing. And honestly, with just season 11, and I would say personally that the quality of ranked has got worse, I think Alawi weirdly has got better, probably for solo queue. So Alawi is locked in. Second champion being locked in, and I'm hoping, and if you are happy about this, you'll throw a like on the video. This is a champion that was actually one of my biggest champs for climbing my YouTube channel. So officially, Gangplank is coming back. So Gangplank for me was one of my big main champions a few years ago, and I got very good with the champion, and I carried so many games of this champion when I got like clean mechanically with him. It's going to take a while for me to get clean with him again, because he is a pretty mechanical based champion, and he also has a mini game. You know, a mini game within the champion, the barrel game. So I'll have to get used to that again, but I don't think it'll take me too long. And the reason why Gangplank is, I actually think Gangplank can work quite well in the meta, and I'm actually going to do something right now also, by the way. I'm going to add a champion quickly for mid lane because it's the same champion. Gangplank is also going in my mid lane champion pool. So the reason being is I, for the past couple weeks, have been theory crafting what would work against what is currently the current meta. In my mind, Gangplank really works. The reason being is if you play a mage against Gangplank, Gangplank is fine versus mages. They don't have the killing power to kill a Gangplank on average. And then if they play the meta mid laners right now, Akali, Silas, Katarina, a lot of those obviously have decent 1v1 potential, but so does Gangplank, especially running Ignite in the early game with Grasp the Undying. But secondly, if they go roam, you're leaving a Gangplank to free farm in mid, and he also can use his ultimate to help the bot lane. Like, he can just throw his ultimate bot lane, and he can just stay mid and power farm to mid to late game. That, to me, is incredibly scary in mid. So that's why Gangplank is going in mid. But there, slight detour there. All right, returning to top. Obviously, I've seen Twitch chat kind of, you know, saying it a lot. We can't ignore a certain champion. We used him a lot last season. We had a very good win rate, very good performances. Shen is making a return. So my Shen is really good. It was actually, you know, I won lane on Shen most of the time. And make, you know, good impactful ult plays. I don't think Shen is amazing in the meta right now. I will say that. So when I would pick Shen would be, we have a Kog'Maw Lulu bot lane, and then I can go Shen. So, like, that's kind of the idea. We have a hyper carry. Like, if we have a Lucian locked in, I'm never picking Shen. Because picking Shen, you are playing for yourself, but you are also picking for your AD carry or whoever your carry is. And I just don't think Lucian has that carry potential to warrant a Shen pick, where a Kog'Maw does. So there's Shen. Next one, and this is where, like, again, people always got annoyed when I said this. I call my champion pool a living champion pool because it's always going to move around. It's going to change. So the next champion I'm going to put in, Twitch chat is right, he's going in the pool because I've enjoyed playing him recently, but I fully admit he's overpowered. But he might get nerfed. And this champion is Tahm Kench. So Tahm Kench is ridiculous right now since his, obviously, rework. And I suspect he is going to get pretty heavily nerfed in the near future. And maybe he'll go out of the champion pool at that time. But for now, when we begin recording this upcoming week, we are going to have Tahm Kench there. And to be honest, when it comes to blind picking, because that is something that I don't know why, and my Twitch chat would back me up, I blind pick most games. I'd say 90% of my games, I am blind picking my matchup. And Tam, most of the time, might be my blind pick. He can work into most things in top lane. Alawi also kind of can, but she does also have some really bad matchups. And for the most part, unless Twitch chat right now can say anything, and this is why I'm doing it live this time, is there anything else that I would think of top lane? Like, people are like, where's your Darius? Darius is pretty bad right now. Like, yes, I'd love to do Darius. He's one of my best top laners, but Darius is pretty poop. I don't think it's worth having Darius in your pool unless you're... Oh, yeah, someone just reminded me. Thank you very much. We have one more champion to add. We actually, we have two. If we want to be smart about it, where you're Garen. I hate Garen. There is a champion that I will be adding. And thank you. This is why I'm doing it live. So what is... Right now, you can play this at home if you have been around for a while, and Twitch chat can too. What is the champion that got me to master? What is that champion? I'm going to see that probably the whole Twitch chat filling up with the same champion right now. And it's starting. So yeah, Twitch chat has got it right. If you're on YouTube, if you got it right, well done to you. Also, Taranaris 132 tier 2 sub for 5 months says, oh my god, you've got blue hair. Haven't been here for a while. I do. So yeah, Jace. Jace is one of actually my most enjoyable champions to play, just mechanically. And Jace is coming back. And I will say, he hasn't taken off here in Europe, and I don't even think North America, but Jace is pretty much, and obviously I've never rated Korea that highly, but in Korean solo queue, he is pickle ban. Like, literally, Jace is pickle ban right now in solo queue, so there's obviously some strengths to the champion. And Run and Ghost, thank you so much, dude, for the 14 months of Prime. Says, hey, I was glad I could finally catch a stream this week. Here to continue my Prime sub. Keep forgetting it doesn't auto-renew. Yeah, that's fine, but thank you very much. Oh, for God's sake, Sun Vegito, thank you very much for the 5 gifty subbies. Sorry, YouTube audience, my Twitch audience, as you all know, are massive plebs, and they love interrupting me while I'm making content, especially for the YouTube channel. But that is top lane. The only thing I would say with my top lane champion pool right now, and this is where I like to make rounded champion pools, and yeah, some people notice this is a pretty large champion pool. It is. I'm never going to have a small champion pool. I've played the game for 10 years. I get bored really quickly with playing the same champion, so I need a big champion pool. The only weakness to my top lane champ pool, for the most part, it's mainly full AD. Yes, Tam Kench does magic damage, but he's not a magic carry. So the only thing that I would like caveat to this is like maybe Vladimir would be like here if we need an AP champion, or Kale. Yeah, one of those champions. Just maybe that's like an asterisk that if my team is full AD, we've got an AD mid, we have an AD jungle, AD carry bot lane, and a enchanter support. We need some AP damage. Maybe somewhere I do need an AP champion for top lane. I don't think I'm going to put it in yet, because I'm not going to decide right now, because hell, even Rumble is playing in my mind right now, because I think Rumble is actually still pretty good. And again, Rumble to me is in the same category as Alawi. That yes, Rumble got pretty popular in the last couple months for jungle, not really top lane, but so many people will lose to Rumble because they just don't know how to play against him, and that's kind of the same thing with Alawi. So Rumble is playing in my mind, but that we're going to leave it for there. Jungle. So let's go into the jungle, and this is going to be maybe the one that I don't put as much in, because I just personally haven't enjoyed jungle for the last couple of years. I just haven't. You know, for me, jungle has become very hit or miss, that you're either going to do really good or really bad. There isn't really an in-between with the jungling. Yes, I think my jungle can work. I'm very much an objective-focused jungler. I like getting the dragons, and I do think that does help my team quite a lot. But what I'm going to just quickly do, I'm just going to reference some websites and just see which junglers are performing right now on average, and just see what ones align. There is a champion that I don't really play a lot of, but I legit think he's overpowered, and again, he's very, very easy to play, and that's Zac. I think Zac is literally borderline overpowered right now. Like, maybe not even borderline. He might be overpowered. Very easy to play, very good ganker, very good control. Maybe Zac is worth putting in the champion pool. I have obviously played him throughout the years. So Zac might go in there, you know, and honestly, like, people say great tank. He is a great tank, but you can buy an AP item on Zac now, and Riot broke his W ratio that he does so much damage. So I'm going to put Zac in. Again, Zac is not hard to play, so like, as long as you get the basics of jungle down, you can play Zac. And then other than that, I think I'm going to go a carry or two oriented jungler, and I am actually going to add a jungler that may not be performing too good right now, but I historically have done quite good with the champion. So I need an AP jungler that is an AP carry, and I'm actually going to add Shyvana, because I love playing AP Shyvana. Elise is also there, so actually, yeah, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do Shyvana / Elise, and I'm just going to decide which one I'm going to officially keep in the champion pool in the next few days. Because I like playing both of them. Maybe both of them will make it into the champion pool. I don't know. So there's both of those two. So that's AP. And then AD. Let's do it. because I've honestly wanted to get back into the champion for ages. Again, do remind yourselves, I'm not going to be playing jungle much. I'm not going to be queuing up as jungle. Lee Sin. So I was a Lee Sin main. I literally was a Lee Sin main for years. At the beginning of my YouTube channel, I was a Lee Sin main. And I love playing that champion. And he's actually okay right now. That's the point. With Season 11, I think has benefited Lee Sin. He has great control. He gets to mid-game really fast. His ganks are clean. And yeah, you have to be mechanical with him. But Lee Sin, I think, is going to be there. So yeah, people are saying, what about Rengar? I'm not going to put Rengar in the pool. I've just grown out of favor with Rengar, but it may be something I experiment with in the future. Obviously, historically, there's a reason my logo is a lion. I was a Rengar main and pretty known for Rengar. People used to ban out my Rengar in Season 3 when they knew I was playing League or in solo queue. But the final champion that I'd be tempted to put in this champion pool. So we have Zac as like a pretty good carry. But in the current, if you think of the current meta, Zac is good. There is one champion that, again, I like to think a little bit outside of the box. And people have said it in Twitch chat. I like to think a little bit outside of the box sometimes of what is like good but not insanely popular. Rammus. I honestly think Rammus is probably pretty decent. He's good versus assassins. A lot of champions are actually, if you notice, pretty AD heavy the game right now. So Rammus would be tempting to put in the champion pool. And I enjoy playing that champion. I'm going to put him in. Again, it's a lot of champions in the jungle, but just do remind yourself, you know, the only one of these champions I would say is hard to actually get right on average is Lee Sin. And he might be one of like the ones that I play the most, where you can jump on Rammus and do completely fine. You can jump on Zac and do completely fine. The only one that you'd need proper practice with, out of these for me personally, is Lee Sin. But that is going to be that. All right, so now mid. So what I'm planning on queuing up as moving forward for this TryHard series is mainly 3 roles. Top lane primary. Hero028, thanks so much for the 2 gifty subbies. Thanks again, thanks guys for the support. It means a lot. But so I'm going to be queuing up as top primary for, I would say, 75 to 80% of the time. Mid lane is going to be my main secondary, and support is going to be my second secondary. So I'm going to be a top mid support main, and then occasionally as like, oh, I'm feeling a little bit rough, or that game in top didn't go good. Okay, I'm going to play a support game this game. That's what it's going to be. So AD carry and jungle, I'm not really going to queue up as, but I'm going to have champions there because autofill is a thing. I am someone that wants to plan ahead for autofill, and if I just know in my mind that these are the champions that I'm going to go to if I am autofill to those roles, I think that does benefit you, and so you don't panic. So yeah, that's just kind of, if moving forward, top lane as the primary, mid lane occasionally, and support occasionally. That is going to be what we're going to do. So mid lane, the first champion I'm going to add in, obviously, yeah, Anivia. We were cursed with this champion, you could say. But I think we have broken the curse. I have played Anivia recently. We've had some really good carry performances on her. So Anivia is going to make a comeback. And Hero028, 3 months tier 1, says, big time YouTube viewer and finally here to distract Huzzy while making content. See, YouTube audience, they do it on purpose. So Anivia is going to go in. There's no question to me. Anivia is one of my favorite champions to play. And I just like playing her. So we got Gangplank, we got Anivia. You'll also notice I'm not going to pick any of the meta mid laners. There's not going to be a Cat or a Silas or any of that stuff. Like, I don't like those champions. It's why I've gone away from mid mainly. And yet, someone's right. There is going to be Annie. Like, Annie notoriously is one of my best champions, and I know she's more basic, but Annie is right now still my highest win rate champion of this season. I have like a 75 to 80% win rate on that champion, which is absolutely mad. So sometimes, again, like Twitch chat, if you are feeling a little bit rough, I am notorious for getting headaches quite often because, again, I don't eat that much. I do intermittent fasting. So if I am on a bit of a fast and I've got a bit of a headache, sometimes playing a bit more basic is better. I would say this is where I would arguably, with the current meta, put Malzahar back in my champion pool. And I will say I am very tempted to put Malzahar in my champion pool, but he would only be there during the current meta. Like, if they do eventually change the meta, I would get rid of him. But he is so good against the current meta that I'm actually tempted to put him in. But then I do have Annie that kind of fills the same position. That's the thing. Annie and Mal's have the similarity of kind of beating the 1v1 assassin. So maybe in those games I just play Annie. But what I'm going to do, because again, I do want some variance. And obviously for my YouTube channel, you guys want variance. That's what I've always been known for. Again, I think most would agree. It doesn't matter if I haven't got crazy practice on Mal's or Annie. They're very easy to play. So I'm just going to put both of them in, and I'm going to put a slash between those because they fill the same category. And then is that going to be it for mid? Because again, I don't want a lot of champions because mid is going to be a secondary role, not a primary role. People are saying Z ? Nah. I'm not really in the feeling of playing an assassin right now, if I'm completely honest. It just isn't what I enjoy. Ari, I think she's really weak at the moment. Vlad is a maybe. But again, right now for me, I'd say Anivia takes my Vlad kind of position more. And I enjoy Anivia more than I do Vladimir. People are saying Steve, so Vel'Koz. I think Steve isn't great for me personally into the current meta. I fully admit, whenever I play Steve, you'll notice I don't really go crazy in the early game. I like ramping myself up. And by the time I actually get to mid game, the Silas against me has been bot lane 4 times and got 10 kills. So you're like, oh, I can't do anything now. So for me personally, I don't think it's worth it. So I think I don't want to force champions into the mid lane pool that I'm just not going to play for the sake of it. Anything that I just have a quick little glance. No, I think that's probably it. The only assassin that I'd be tempted to put in is Fizz, because I do enjoy that champion from time to time, but he would be a very pick. Oh, maybe? Okay. Yeah, Twitch chat actually has said a pick that actually I could put in. So again, if you're looking for a well-rounded champion pool, you're looking for, okay, I've got my AD damage and Gangplank. I've got my generic mage team fighter Anivia. She does good burst. I have my anti-meta mid laners, Annie and Malzahar, that they are designed just to deal with the 1v1 good. The one thing I don't have is Siege. So, and I think some people probably, like the Gangplank in a way, are going to be happy maybe of the return of Xerath. Now again, I don't think Xerath is amazing versus the current meta. I think he can struggle in places, but Xerath is notoriously one of my best champions when I play well on him. So I think we're going to put Xerath there. And I've always wanted to get back into playing Xerath. And I think he's okay. I think he just can struggle in the 1v1. But let's move on to AD carry. So again, I'm hardly going to play AD carry, like legit. So we're just, again, AD carry, I don't want to whatevers. I don't think AD carry, and this is where I do differ from a lot of people, I don't think AD carry is a very hard role to play mechanically. You can practically play most AD carries and it's not going to make a big difference. It's more just positioning that is the difference of AD carry. So I'm just going to put champs that I enjoy. And it was surprise, it's going to be Jhin, Tristana. And I am going to put right now Ziggs would be tempting. But I also I'm going to put 2 more champions, but they're both going to be AP options. And I'm going to do the slash between them because I think, it's basically you pick that one or that one. So we're going to do Ziggs / Swain. So again, they fill basically roughly the same thing. They're the AP carry bot lane. Ziggs has got more siege. Swain has got more team fight. You pick depending what you're against. If you watch the Swain episode a couple weeks ago or a week ago by now, we picked it into, I think it was a severe Alistair. Swain was perfect into that matchup because they had to come into me to do anything, and I'm Swain. They can't do anything. If I picked Ziggs in that matchup, different story. If I got engaged by an Alistair, I'd be dead. But that's where the difference of those 2 champions come, and that's what we're going to leave it as. And now support. So support is going to be one of my main roles, so I do have to kind of pay attention to this. The first champion we're going to put in is one that we've played a bit recently, and people are like, Huz, what the hell? Thresh. So my Thresh I've been insanely happy with recently. We have carried games with this champion. We have made insane plays with this champion. So Thresh has to be there. Secondly, a champion that I love playing, Leona. She's going to be there too. You'll notice that I'm not really going to have any enchanters in my champion pool. The only one that I'm tempted to put in is, we've played him not a crazy amount, but a little bit, Rakan. But we're going to put 2 more champions here in this pool. We're going to put a carry. which is going to be, I think, Brand. Because, again, I normally do good with Brand. And, you know, if your team is full AD, it's good to have that AP option in bot lane. If you know, it's not even that crazy to think you have an AD top lane, an AD jungle, an AD mid, and an AD carry. Sometimes you're like, oh, we actually do need an AP bot. And then finally, people are saying Taric, surely. I don't know. Like, Taric I've enjoyed, and I've thought Taric is stronger than a lot of people think. But in the higher rating you keep going, I do think Taric is going to struggle. So I don't think he's worth, you know, unless you're really going to dedicate yourself to Taric, I don't think it's worth it. So I'm leaning towards Blitzcrank. Morgana. Okay, so I will say, I do have to kind of also just say, there are some champions that don't need to put in the champion pool that I might occasionally play. Morgana is one of them. Anybody can play Morgana, and Morgana doesn't have to be in your champion pool. It's literally subject to what your team is and what the enemy team is. Like, if the enemy team has a Master Yi and Morgana's open, Morgana's really good into Master Yi. So it's like, I'll just play Master Yi. I'll play Morgana if there's, an example, a Master Yi on the enemy team. But she doesn't have to be in the champion pool. Again, this is not the law that I have to play these champions. It's just the generic guide, and then occasionally there's going to be other champions that just fit the game really well, but are more like, you don't need practice on them. You don't need practice to play Morgana. You don't need practice to play certain champs. So, yeah. So Morgana, yeah, I will play occasionally from time to time. Alistar, people are saying, but Alistar and Leona kind of fit in the same category for me personally, and I'd probably right now say Leona is stronger than Alistar. Even though, yeah, my Alistar has always been quite good. That might be it, to be honest. Like, again, I don't want to force anything crazy that I'm not going to end up playing anyway. For the most part, I will say, if you're thinking like, Huz, what are you mainly going to play? I think I'm going to try and main Thresh, to be honest. Because I think my Thresh is really good and he can make really insane plays. Blitzcrank is the only one that I'd be tempted to put in as well, because, you know, Blitzcrank and Thresh, for the most part, do fill some of the same category. Pyke isn't going in the pool. Blitzcrank would be tempting because he's better into certain matchups. Like, if there's, like, an immobile AD carry with a Lulu, or with a Yuumi, Blitzcrank's amazing because it's really easy to buy one, get one free. But I don't know if it's worth putting Blitzcrank officially in the pool for that. Another champion people are saying a Lulu. Lulu to me falls into the category like Morgana. She doesn't need to be in the champion pool, but from time to time I'll pick her. When will I pick a Lulu? If a Kog'Maw's locked in, then yeah, I'll play Lulu. But she doesn't need to be in the champion pool. Lulu's not that hard to play. So, like, she won't be officially in the champion pool, but from time to time I might play it. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Because that is the thing with support. You can just, like, play other things a little bit here or there. So, like, other than these three in support, yeah, Morgana will be there occasionally. Lulu will be there occasionally. But I don't need them in the pool. I think for the most part, I'm going to be maining Thresh and then occasioning Leona. I think that's going to be my first and second. But I think that is going to be the champion pool starting time to try hard. And I actually think it looks like a pretty solid champion pool myself. So I will try my best to stick to this. It's a big champion pool, yep. But if you guys know me, I have to have a big champion pool. I get bored very fast. You know, the likelihood of me playing the same champion even 2 games in a row is very, very low. So it's a decent sized champion pool. But I play more champions than this on average, so this is actually condensed for me. You know, I've got to high diamond playing more champions than this. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it though. I'm going to practice probably some of these champions in today's Unranked to Diamond and tomorrow's Unranked to Diamond. But the official Time to Try Hard series, like the rebranding, I guess, of Climb to Master, that isn't going to start until next week after I've had my second jab and I recover from potentially any side effects. So maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday or Thursday, whenever it may be, is when I'll be starting to get back into that. Again, haven't decided what account I'm going to use. Am I going to use the Huzzy account and try to recover the Huzzy account, or am I just going to stay on the King Pleb? I haven't decided. Again, it's not a big deal. It really doesn't matter. There is less pressure on the King Pleb account, which I quite like. But obviously the Huzzy account owns all the skins, and I kind of like that too. So I'm not sure. But that is going to be it. This video actually went on a little bit longer than I expected, but hopefully you guys enjoyed it. And I would say if you did enjoy this kind of talky head video building the champion pool, please do throw a like on it and obviously give your opinion about what my champion pool is moving forward in the upcoming Time to Try Hard series. So that will be interesting for you guys to put your input as well. But that is going to be it. If you guys enjoyed, like, comment, subscribe. See you guys next time. Peace.